only telling the truth. We wouldn't be able to get out until we died. Hell, even that might not be enough. Maybe they just leave our corpses there to rot. Maybe my stomach did a little for it.
So, what are you guys here for? Did you bring Phi here so I can kill her?
What?
Oh, really? You already forgotten your little stunt earlier? We're damn lucky Kay Cho's ally. If he hadn't, you'd be hanging from that crane right now.
Sounds like you're getting a little desperate. Word of advice, Dio. That's not a smart attitude to have here. All you'll do is make sure that whoever plays against you in the AB game won't pick ally.
You talk as if I give a fuck. I already know I won't be up against you two. Kay and I are the yellow pair. You guys are the magenta pair, right? Two pairs can't go through the same chromatic door. Simple enough for you.
How do you know our colors?
Kay told me. He was here a while ago. Speaking of which, Tenmyoji and Clover were here too. Guess everybody misses my company. Anyway, that's how I know what everyone's colors are.
Was Kay by himself?
Yeah.
What about Luna?
Luna? Haven't seen her. Anyway, Kay and I won't be pairing with you two. We'll be taking the blue solo.
That's Alice's bracelet. But how did you know that?
Oh, come on. Really that thick? Look at the doors in front of you. These are the next chromatic doors.
So the next color is white?
Bingo. See that thing next to the door there? Looks familiar, doesn't it? Yes. Yes, it does.
I get it. You and Kay are both yellow. You can get yellow by adding red and green together. If you add blue to that...
It becomes white.
Exactly.
You get magenta by adding red and blue together, and then adding green to that gives you white. So that means fine, I would need to pair up with the green solo, which is Luna.
Right.
Whereas the other three would be in the same team as before. Tenmyoji, Clover, and Quark. You know that Tenmyoji's a red solo, and Clover is a cyan pair, so...
The only one left is the other cyan pair, so we can assume that's what Quark is.
Could there be any other combinations?
No. There's only one option this time.
All we gotta do now is wait for these white doors to open.
We've only got 5 minutes left before it's time to meet up with everybody else. We should get back to floor A.
Sorry, but I'm gonna stay here. Moving around so much is a pain in the ass.
Nobody invited you. Come on, Phi.
Right. On my way.
Bing bong. Now back to the lounge.
Well, you see that clock over there? The one that looks like the sun?
Yeah.
It reminded me of something we saw earlier.
What do you mean?
Remember the graffiti on floor B? You remember what it said?
Metamori, right?
Do you know what that means?
It's Latin for something like be aware of death or remember death. I think it's usually used to mean we're all going to die someday, so don't forget about your own morality.
What about the other part?
Well, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? If the lifeline ate the sun, I mean, yeah, it's kind of nonsense, but... Oh, I get it. That's what the clock made you think of, right? The sun in that sentence.
Yeah. Did you notice anything strange about that graffiti?
Apart from the fact that it made no sense. Not really.
Wrong answer. Maybe you're not the eagle eye I thought you were. I guess I have to do everything.
Yeah.
Part of it was spelled wrong. Specifically, they spelled ninth wrong. It should be N-I-N-T-H. But the graffiti had N-I-N-E-T-H.
No. Yes, right. They just put an extra E in there?
Exactly.
That's kind of a bonehead mistake. Do you think it was like a kid who wrote it?
Maybe it wasn't a mistake at all. Maybe Zero put that E in there on purpose. Maybe because he didn't have enough letters otherwise.
Because it's an anagram?
Anyway, if Zero wrote that graffiti, then it's got to be significant.
Remember death. If the ninth line ate the sun.
Shit. Hey, it's already 2 minutes past time.
Is it? Ah,
We should get moving.
time to hustle. Kay and Luna aren't here.
Astute observation.
Well, thank you, Watson.
What do you mean, what should we do? All we can do is wait. We don't want to end up missing each other by accident. Just want to check something really quick. The last time we saw Alice alive, she was right here. Remember? She was kneeling down, looking at something on the ground.
Yeah. What do you think she was looking at?
Find something?
Isn't this
Uh-huh.
blood?
Nice work there, Sigma.
I don't need you to pat me on the back. It makes me feel stupid with
The
something.
truth hurts. So, blood, huh?
Ugh.
Oh my god.
I suddenly looked up at the ceiling. I followed her gaze and found myself looking up at a metal crane. It was the kind you might see in a shipyard, the sort that moves along a metal track and has a claw to grab and lift the cargo containers. So what's the deal with the crane? Just tell me what you found.
I noticed something.
Yeah, and what is it?
The same thing Clover and Alice noticed. Look at the number 6 AB room. The side that's facing the wall has blood on it. What's the first thing you think of when you hear blood? Yeah, this whole thing kind of sucks, right? Come on! This is no time to be screwing around. I'm talking about this thing. The handkerchief Alice had. There's some blood on it that we assume belonged to the old lady. Consider this for a moment. Let's say this thing was on the floor next to the rightmost AB room. We'll assume that the blood on the side facing the wall came from this handkerchief. Okay, then what?
Alice was looking at the handkerchief.
Right. What do you think was going through her mind?
Why is there a bloodstained handkerchief here?
And?
Or something along those lines. Did this belong to the old woman? It must have.
And?
But if it did, then who put it here? Or wait, maybe someone just dropped it, or they could have thrown it here.
And?
You want
You're
more?
almost there.
Just tell me. How has this handkerchief been here? Something like that?
Yes, exactly. So how long do you think it was here?
Well, I imagine it wasn't here from the start.
Wait, when's the start?
You know, when we started. When you and I escaped from the AB room through the hatch on the roof. First thing we did after we got out and met everyone except for Clover and Kay was go look at the number 9 door. We spent a lot of time examining the AB rooms too. Yeah, we know. I know we looked at this exact angle. Pretty sure there wasn't any handkerchief there then. There wasn't. Wait.
Huh. Finally figured it out, huh?
No way. The AB room moved?
Yeah,
Was it that crane?
probably. They moved the rightmost one all the way to the left. So, what was in the leftmost AB room?
The old woman.
And who was trapped in there when the nonary game started?
Well, it would have been the AB room on the right at first, so... Luna. For the third time, Fi walked off without saying anything. Her body felt like lead, but I forced myself to follow her. She stopped in front of the graffiti that began to melt me in.
What do you think this is?
Well, I thought it was just paint from the graffiti at first. I'm guessing you don't think so. Is that more of the old woman's blood?
Seems like it.
So Luna would have killed her here, then taken her to the rightmost AV room. After that, she would have moved to the room with the body in it so that no one would suspect her. That would mean the first person to get out was Luna, not Alice. So what about that handkerchief?
This thing? Here, look. You see this line? It's possible that line is from whatever the weapon was, which means this might have been wrapped around whatever was used to kill the old woman. So maybe Luna wrapped the weapon with this handkerchief, and then through it between the rightmost room and the one next to it. Then, when the room was moved, it came out.
That means Alice picked up the weapon along with the handkerchief.
Seems pretty likely. This is all just speculation, understand? There are a whole lot of things we still don't know.
Yeah, it's a mystery, alright. For example, why would Luna leave the AB room, murder the old woman, then carry the body back and hide it in the same room? I guess it's possible she just wanted to hide the body. But we still don't have any idea why she would have wanted to kill her in the first place. It's also worth noting that Zero Jr. seems to have let all this slide. He's supposed to be making sure the game goes according to plan, but so far there have been 2 murders, and he hasn't done anything about either of them. Do you think that means Luna is Zero Jr.? Even if she was, though, I'm not sure why she killed the old woman. It's possible that she was some kind of intruder who wasn't supposed to be here, but if Luna is Zero Sr., couldn't she have found a better place to hide the body? She'd have access to the entire facility. That's not at all either. Let's say Luna moved the AB room to divert suspicion away from herself. If that's the case, why did she leave the handkerchief and the weapon there? She had to have known that they'd be discovered after she moved the room. Besides, when and how did she operate that crane? Luna was with us since we first got out of the AB rooms, all the way till when we found the old lady's body. You, me, and her went through the magenta door and investigated the lounge. Then we went down to floor B together and came back to the warehouse. By then the room must have been moved. Of course. Why didn't I see that sooner? Luna has an alibi. She couldn't move the AB room. Were her alibi.
Interesting. I have to admit, you've got a point.
What? You didn't even put up a fight.
You're going to make me repeat myself. I never said Luna was the killer. Still, I have a feeling Alice thought she was. Which would mean that Clover probably does too.
Oh. Even the stuff she said about what she
Right.
noticed. Hey, Fi. I'm starting to get really bad feeling about this. We were supposed to meet the others 20 minutes ago, but
You're
there's no one
right.
here.
Sigma, Phi, there you are. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have some bad news. Luna is dead. She's in room 2 in the crew quarters. The same room where Alice was murdered.
Do what now? Oh. This was the 3rd time I touched the body and felt cold skin. Thought it might get easier, but it only gotten worse. I didn't think I'd ever get used to it. I didn't want to. My hands began to shake, and I tried to steady them as I pressed a pair of fingers to her neck to check for a pulse. Nothing, of course. Luna was dead. Her eyes were flat and empty. The pupils dilated in what could have been terror. Felt surreal. Real. Like I might blink and then she would sit up again. She would smile and blush and look away nervously, and everything would be alright. I blinked. She lay there, still dead and pale.
And I trust him.
Grief cracked open like an egg and rage clambered out. Hot and angry and screaming. It clawed at the inside of my chest and pounded at the back of my eyes. I squeezed them shut and ground my teeth. My hands balled into fists so tight they hurt. I took a deep breath and opened my eyes again. Another breath. I stood up and realized Kay was talking.
I believe she was poisoned. See here. This device is some sort of syringe.
I think it's called an injection gun. You can just put whatever you want in one of those vials and then pull the trigger. It's kind of like the needles in these bracelets.
The drug they used is the same as well. The label on the vial says tubocurarine.
Don't
Yes.
also relax it.
Since it's empty, I can only assume Luna was injected with it. You see the mark on her neck. I believe it is safe to assume that is where her attacker injected the drug. Perhaps they chose the neck for the carotid artery.
Then your guess is probably correct. Luna was injected with tubocurarine, and it killed her.
Should
about
I
the
go get
others?
them?
No, never mind.
What
I'll
do you
get your
mean?
story first. When you left us, you and Luna went off together,
Yes.
right? But when we talked to Dio downstairs, he said he'd only seen you, not Luna.
Luna and I split up as soon as we got to floor B. We determined it would be more efficient. Two of us working separately could cover more ground in less time.
Alright, so why were you late?
What?
You didn't show up till 20 minutes past the time we were supposed to meet. Sigma's asking you what you were doing.
I was resuscitating. Let me explain how I found her. I had gone to the warehouse 5 minutes before our meeting time. You had yet to show up. I believe I was standing between the yellow and cyan doors. Some minutes later, I heard something. It came from behind the cyan door and sounded like a woman's scream. Well, it was actually quite faint. It was several doors away, after all. And as such, I couldn't quite make out what was being said. Or even if it seemed entirely possible that I had imagined it. I heard no other sounds for a few minutes following the scream. Eventually, the silence made me uncomfortable. Perhaps something had happened. So, I made my way to the crew quarters. As I entered the hallway, I noticed that the door to room 2 was slightly ajar. That was when I first suspected something was amiss. You can imagine the rest, I'm sure. I ran into the room and found Luna on the floor.
So you're saying you spent a good 20 minutes
Yes.
trying to resuscitate her.
I deduced that she had been injected with tubocurarine. Her heart had stopped, so I attempted to the best of my abilities, at least. With this mask, I was obviously unable to provide artificial respiration. Because
What?
I had no reason to believe you. If you weren't, I would have wasted precious time. I chose instead to begin resuscitation. As you know, even a short time without oxygen can cause serious brain damage. I felt time was of the essence. But
Hey, how much time passed between when you heard the scream and when you came in here and found her?
Alright guys, I'm actually going to stop it here. A lot shorter than I wanted to. Normally I have a fan on. Help kind of keep my area cool. But it's not working at the moment, and it is a lot hotter than I expected it to. So I'm going to end it here so I can try and cool off a little bit. Thanks for joining me. Catch you guys later.